This is Lynn and her son Jeremy, who has autism, a disabling brain affliction. But at 18 months old, he had a 10-word vocabulary and was growing normally. Then, 2 days after he received a shot for diphtheria, whooping cough, and tetanus, he was in the hospital.
He was running a fever of 103, and he was so hot that the nurse that was standing there could feel the heat radiating off his body.
For the last 29 years, Jeremy has not spoken an intelligible word. Cases like this are not uncommon. 4,500 families are suing the government because they believe vaccines caused their children's autism.
This is 1 month prior to Michelle receiving the MMR vaccination.
Since the 1980s, critics have questioned the safety and effectiveness of vaccines. But government health officials and most doctors insist the benefits are large and the problems exaggerated.
The risks are far greater to your child of not getting immunized than any kind of speculative potential relationship between the vaccine and the development of autism.
Barbara Lowe Fisher of the National Vaccine Information Center says there are real problems, but many doctors are in denial.
Can't be true, because how could they possibly really live with the idea that something that they tried to do that was good has turned out to be bad for a lot of people?
Now a June survey of more than 10,000 families suggests the problems are more than speculative. It found teenage boys vaccinated as children were twice as likely to suffer from autism, 4 times as likely to have attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, and boys and girls of all ages vaccinated as children were more than twice as likely to have developed asthma. At one time, Beth Myers thought vaccine critics were kooks.
That's crazy. Why would you not vaccinate your child? You want to put your child in danger of developing these diseases. And so I really did think that those people were way out there.
But her mind changed in March when a doctor found that her daughter, 8-year-old Emma, had high levels of toxic mercury, a preservative used in childhood vaccines until recently. Beth first became suspicious last October after Emma had a flu shot.
It was almost a depression, and she was having negative thoughts that bothered her, and she would say, "Mommy, I'm having the bad thoughts. I want them to go away," and we would pray for them to go away, and it was very concerning.
She then began to look back and connect that with changes in Emma's behavior after she received shots as a toddler.
Developed allergies at 2, which is pretty young, sensitive to certain clothing, to heat. She would fall very easily. She reacted so strongly, just tears and screaming.
Emma showed some improvement after going on a healthier diet several years ago, but still struggled. Now with medical treatment to remove the mercury, taking supplements, and a diet free of wheat and milk, she's doing better.
Yeah, I would have really bad nightmares.
And those went away?
Yeah.
Wow.
And also, I used to see colorful spots, and those went away too.
No one knows how many Emmas are out there. Subtle cases that never make it into the medical statistics. Many neurological experts consider such cases part of a spectrum of vaccine afflictions, from the tiniest damage to ADHD up through the worst autism. Mercury was taken out of kids' vaccines by 2004, though not the flu shot, but vaccines still contain aluminum and dozens of other potentially harmful ingredients.
The manufacturers conduct clinical trials, and whenever anything bad happens in that clinical trial, 9 times out of 10, if not 10 times out of 10, they write off the health problem that occurs or the death that occurs as a coincidence.
So what can parents do to limit the side effects? Don't vaccinate a child who is sick or has had a previous severe vaccine reaction. Be careful about giving multiple vaccines on the same day, especially to premature babies. Tell your doctor if your child or your family has a history of autoimmune or nervous system disorders. Learn vaccine side effects so you can monitor your child after vaccination. In case of problems, immediately call your doctor. Brain expert Dr. Russell Blaylock says that the most important thing is good nutrition to build a strong immune system. That's not just theory, that's history. The fall of mass death from infections occurred when nutrition improved on a large scale.
When they looked at diphtheria and they looked at measles and they looked at all these infectious diseases that were killing so many people, they found 75%, 90%, 50% drop in the number of people who were dying before the vaccine programs were ever started.
That kind of information is needed by parents, Fisher says. Know the risks and the benefits, then make an informed decision. And know that vaccine policy may need radical reform, so parents are allowed to pick and choose what's best for an individual child.
We have to individualize the policies to begin with, but we have to do the scientific studies to really determine whether a policy of using 48 doses of 14 vaccines before age 6 is a wise policy.
Galen Tethrow, CBN News.